After using and reviewing 13 plus cartridge razors, I put together my best of 6 list. All these offer something different and are best suited for a certain type of person and skin type and hair growth. So there's something in the mix here for everybody, which even includes a luxury razor. Keeping in mind this is one person's view and one person's experience of using cartridge razors. I'm sure other people's experiences differ, but I've got a decent amount of experience with them. The 6 in the roundup is the ProGlide, the Fusion 5, the Mach3, the Schick Titanium Quattro, the Gillette SkinGuard, and the luxury razor Gillette Labs heated razor. A quick intro guys, my name's Jason, I run the website shavingadvisor.com and obviously this channel as well. And I review many men's grooming products including all types of razors and obviously these cartridge razors, multi-blade razors. If you want to stay up to date with the latest reviews that are coming out, do hit the subscribe button and you'll get a notification once one is live. Now as I said, I've used and reviewed all these razors before and you'll see links in the description to previous videos made of these razors, plus reviews on the website, plus there's a roundup page of what I'm doing now. Now the point of a roundup video or a roundup page on the website is to bring all of my experience and all of the razors that I've used into a short page or a short video and give you just an overview of each one and why I recommend them or I prefer them, rather than you go through each page or each video. The ProGlide gets the #1 spot for being the best all-rounder. It's comfortable and aggressive enough and it will suit most skin types. Let's take a quick look at the features of it. It's ergonomically friendly. It's obviously a 5-blade razor. It's got a wide lubrication strip compared to other razors. Now here is a microfin strip which enables the razor to pull the skin taut somewhat before the blades hit the skin. Along here, which is very difficult to see, is also a microcomb which supposedly enables the hairs to be guided before the razor cuts the hairs. It's got the usual flex head that you get on most multi-blade razors. This moves left and right, which supposedly helps when the razors move along various contours of the face. As with most of these multi-blade razors, it also comes with a trimmer blade on the top there, which is quite useful for this razor because this lubrication strip is quite wide. This area, this section here doesn't always get close to the hairs underneath the nose. So when that happens, you can just use this trimmer blade to cut that in. Now when I first started shaving a ProGlide, I really enjoyed the comfort aspect of it while still being able to give me a close shave and pretty quick. So the ProGlide gets the #1 spot for being the best all-rounder and a comfortable shave that's aggressive enough. Now the Mach3, I don't feel it'd be a best of list roundup at all on the internet wouldn't include the Mach3. The Mach3 is still the best selling head shaver in the USA. Now, I remember when it first came out, I first started to use it, it was like, wow. I went from the Gillette Sensor XL, which is a 2-blade razor, which is still a great razor. Let's have a look at the features of the Mach3. The Mach3 has a slimmer handle than some of the later Gillette razors, but it's still a good handle and it has plenty of grip on there. Now, obviously the Mach3 only has 3 blades. It still has a lubrication strip along the top that's quite slim compared to some other razors. This bottom microfin strip helps keep the skin taut before the blade cuts the hair. So the Mach3 is one of the simpler multi-blade razors. Yeah, so the Mach3 will suit most people and the cartridge blades come a lot cheaper than what they do for a lot of the newer Gillette razors. Funny enough, I had a shave today and I used the Gillette Mach3. I was testing out some of this bump control shave gel, was pretty good. But anyway, I used this razor today and I was like, wow, it's still a great razor. You know, we can get carried away with what the new shiny item and the new product that Gillette brings out and think, oh, that must be great, it's improved for this. However, for most people, a Gillette Mach3 is enough. But you know, shaving and grooming is fun, isn't it? So it is nice to test out different products and some people a little bit of a different spin on it. So the next one is a Schick Titanium Quattro. Now, it's good to see a razor that's not a Gillette razor, isn't it? I'll just keep in mind this Schick Quattro Titanium, if you're outside the US and in the UK or Europe, it will be called the Wilkinson Sword because it's the same razors by different brands under the same company, but a Wilkinson Sword Quattro. Let's take a look at the features of the Schick. So there's 4 blades and these are titanium coated. You can see at the front these have got like thin wires that are holding the blades in place. Now I guess this is what helps to make them more protective towards people who have got irritation issues and sensitive skin. It has a lubrication strip on the top which contains aloe and other vitamins. The lubrication strip is slightly slimmer than what it is on the Mach3. It has a trimmer blade on the top for trimming the sideburns and underneath the nose area. It has a flex head, which looks slightly different than what it does on the Gillettes. If you look at this mechanism there, I quite like it actually. It kind of slides in, where if you look at a Gillette, it just flips. Now, I'm not sure if this makes any difference with the shave, but I just kind of like how that just glides in. It also features this micro thin strip at the bottom of the razor here. Now this helps when you're shaving, and it pulls the skin taut before the blades begin to cut the hairs. Yeah, so out of other razors that I tested, apart from Gillette razors, the Quattro was one that I really liked. I mean, most of them outside of Gillette have just not been better. You know, it's as simple as that. I'd love to have more razors that I can say that can compete with the Gillette razors and push them aside and add more to the mix. However, not many of them do beat them. But the Quattro offers something different. It's what I'd say is a mild razor, but not quite as mild as something like the Gillette SkinGuard, which is definitely for people with sensitive skin. With people with slightly sensitive skin, this could be a good option. And it's mild, it gives a mild shave. Some people who shave daily, maybe they need a mild shave rather than a more aggressive razor like the Fusion 5, where all that blade action is not really required on a daily shave and is likely to flare up more irritation. I've had some enjoyable shaves with this one. Now the Fusion 5, this is the razor I've done as a more aggressive razor and good for people with coarse growth, people with thick growth. Let's take a look at the features. So it has a nice handle that is quite weighted. Not very heavy, but it's got a little bit of weight to it. Nice grip sections, rubberized grip sections. Most important part of the feature is anything to do with this cartridge razor blade head. Here, the bottom section is a micro thin strip. Now this on the Fusion 5 is quite big. If you compare it to the Mach3, you'll see that the Mach3 there is much smaller, and even the Fusion ProGlide, the Gillette ProGlide is a lot smaller. There's the Fusion, there's the ProGlide on the left here. It's a lot smaller. This is a lot wider. Now this micro thin strip, if you don't know, this helps pull the skin and the hair taut before the blades hit the skin. That's the purpose of this section. Now the lubrication strip here at the top is kind of the standard size one, which is similar to the Mach3. The ProGlide on the left here is wider than what the Fusion 5 is. It has a standard trimmer blade on the top there that most of these cartridge razors have now. And these blades are compatible, the Fusion 5 is compatible with the ProGlide, so I'll show you that switching over, plus the Gillette SkinGuard and Gillette ProGlide as well. Now when shaving this, I thought of people who have quite sensitive skin. I thought this may not be a suitable razor for that and can cause irritation. However, for people who have coarse growth, then this lower microfin strip that is very thick is very good for pulling the skin taut. And I believe that microfin strip is part of what makes this razor more aggressive, but not aggressive in a negative way. Aggressive, it can be in a positive way as well, where it's just pulling the skin more taut and getting them hairs cut quicker and deeper. And the Fusion 5 has been a great head razor because I shave my head. As you can see, I've got a balding bunce. This is brilliant for head shaving. It's the best out of all of them. Now the Gillette SkinGuard, the SkinGuard definitely offers something different than any of the other razors. Let's take a look at the features of SkinGuard. It has a nice handle like all of the other Gillette razors after the Mach3 with plenty of grip on it. Like all Gillette razors, it has a top lubrication strip. This one is quite wide. This also has a bottom lubrication strip as well. You're getting some lubrication before the blades cut the hair. The interesting thing about the SkinGuard, it's the only 2-blade razor that Gillette really has now. Most of them are like multi-blade that have five blades. This only has 2 blades. Now these 2 blades have some distance between, and then in between the blades there's what's called a SkinGuard bridge. This is supposed to flatten the skin in between when each blade is going to cut hairs. Now like other Gillette razors, it also has a microfin strip which helps make the skins taut before blades cut the hair. It also has a small micro comb strip which aims to guide hairs before the blades cut. So there's a lot that goes on in the blade front here compared to other Gillette razors, which is all about being protective. It also has a trimmer blade on the top, shaving the sideburns and underneath the nose area that many of the cartridge razors have nowadays. Now, I've just bought the improved version of the Gillette SkinGuard, which basically just means it has some aloe added to the lubrication strips, but I've got both of them. This was the older one and this is a new improved one. They're both the same. So when you're using the SkinGuard, yes, it is a milder shave and it doesn't shave quite as close. However, for people with sensitive skin, it's ideal for that, or people who shave daily and don't want an aggressive razor. This is also a brilliant razor for shaving the gonads around the crown jewels area. It was perfect for that. Last but not least, a heated razor. So this is a luxury razor. That's not thinking about saving money or reducing costs. It's purely about luxury. Let's take a look at the features of this. It's only a box, but this is a really nice box that you get. It feels like a type of box that you get a mobile phone in, you know, like a class box. Not that a box means much. Inside we get a leaflet. It explains about the heat element. There's a razor with a blade on. There's an extra blade. So it comes with 2 blades. Charging cord, charging dock. It has a rubberized grip. It's quite a large handle. This here is what they call a flex disc. And it twists, or should twist as it's shaving along the various contours. If we click this, the blade comes off. That there is the heating element. That's what heats up when we're shaving. The blade, so we have the lubrication strip there. There's the heating element. 5 blades. The black section there is called a micro comb strip, and it's got teeth in it, and this supposedly helps guide the hair through the blades. Gillette says you can get 20 shaves out of these blades. However, I got to get about 10 shaves, and that's the limit then before the blades begin to dull, plus the lubrication strip. The lubrication strip is well worn by then. The head flexes like most cartridge razors. It has a trimmer blade on the top, the trimming sideburns and underneath the nose. That's the button for the heating element. So the first setting is 122 Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Celsius. If you hold the button for a couple of seconds or so, you'll see that change. It's a different type of orange. Then it becomes 109 Fahrenheit, 43 Celsius. Let's charge it up on a magnetic stand. You just pop it in there. If you put it the other way, it will just topple over, so it will only go in one position. And it'll drop in easily because it's being magnetic, and this will light up when it's charging, or flash when it's charging. So the shave of the SkinGuard was great. I mean, I wasn't sure whether this heated element was just a sales gimmicky type thing, marketing gimmick. However, it was lovely, and it was a really nice feeling with it. And shaving slowly did warm up the skin and the hairs and help the shave. However, its price, I mean, so it's over $100, isn't it, or about 100 UK pounds. So it's not a cheap razor. And this is geared towards people who want luxury items. One thing with the labs though is that these replacement blades, the cartridge blades, are more expensive than the others. They're around about $25 US, around about £20 a new pack of them, which are more expensive than any of them. Well, I reckon that rounds it about up for my choice, guys. Now, I do apologise that most of these are Gillette razors. However, the other ones that I've tested, it's difficult to find one that is as good as them. It's as simple as that, really. If there was better razors and other brands, for sure they would be in my roundup, but there's just I just struggle to find any that do anything better than Gillette. And as I said, in the description there'll be links to all of these razors, separate reviews for them, plus videos. And then an important page to check out, if needed, is the page for the best cartridge razors that I've used, and that's a roundup of what I've done here. However, with that page you can get updates. So if next month or in a couple of months time I use a really good cartridge razor, and then I can include it onto that page, where I can't update this video as quick as that, can I? If you want to stay up to date with the latest reviews that are coming out, do hit the subscribe button. You'll get a notification once one is live. Man, when am I going to start keeping all this stuff?